So I am super informal. I am happy to take any questions that y'all have while I'm chatting. You can turn your camera on or just pipe up. I might not see you, but you don't have to wait till the end to ask questions that you may have. So again, I'm with the Small Business Development Center. We are part of a statewide team of business and technical experts, and we are here to assist small businesses at all stages of their small business journey. So we can help folks who are in the ideation stage. They have an idea for a business that they haven't yet launched. We help existing businesses grow and expand their business. We do all of that very confidentially and at no charge to the businesses that we work with, because we're funded by the SBA and we're funded by the localities that we serve. So there's about 20 different centers across Virginia, and I run the Hampton Roads Center with a team of, there's 5 of us total, and we cover 18 localities. So we serve Williamsburg, the historic triangle. We go up into Gloucester, we go down into Franklin, Southampton, all the cities on the peninsula and counties, all the cities on the south side, and the 2 counties on the eastern shore. So if you are anywhere in that geographic area, we are your center, the SBDC and Hampton Roads. But if you're outside that area or you have friends and family that are, there is another center in Virginia that can support them. We all have local hosts, and our host is the Hampton Roads Chamber. We're also supported by the Virginia Peninsula Community College, and again, funding from the SBA. So here's just some of the areas that we support businesses in. Again, that business ideation. We can help businesses write a business plan and a marketing plan. Oftentimes, people think, oh, a business plan, like that's so like 2000, but many financial institutions, when you're going to ask for funding, still require a business plan. They want to see that you have a really robust, thought out use of those funds that you're looking for. So we can help you put that together. We also help with financial projections, looking at profit and loss statements, looking at break-even analysis, a lot of help with marketing, and help with just general business operations. Here's just an example of some of the programming and events. This is kind of an old slide, but you can see that we cover a lot of different areas. So we can help with seminars on setting up accounting systems, QuickBooks, patent basics. If you're trying to use Canva for your marketing materials, what does it look like to be a certified global business professional if you are interested in getting different looking at international markets as you grow. And so some of these, you can see the screen might not be easy to look at, but some of them say that they are hosted or facilitated by the Hampton Roads SBDC, but you can see that some are also facilitated by the Capital Region SBDC, University of Mary Washington SBDC. So the great thing about our system here in Virginia is that you can have access to so many other centers in Virginia that are trusted and vetted resources. So you did hear me say earlier that our services are available at no charge. Our one-on-one advising is always free, but some of these classes that we offer can have a modest fee associated with them, and that's usually no more than like $5 or $10 or $15 if it's online. If we're doing something in person, like we recently had our home-based business conference on the peninsula, that was $35, but you got a free book and breakfast and lunch with it too. So it's all very reasonably priced. And I think the benefit is that, again, there's so many wonderful resources out in Hampton Roads and in Virginia to support small businesses like the SBDC, like your Better Business Bureau. But it can also be really overwhelming when you're looking at all of these different things, Google, YouTube, Instagram, everybody's got something that they're offering for small businesses that you can find on social media. And it can be challenging sometimes to sort of figure out who the trusted resource is. And I think that you have a lot of confidence when you're coming to the SBDC. Again, being part of this statewide program, so we've got our team of 5 that is here in Hampton Roads, but I have colleagues that work on programs that support the entire state. And so here is an example of those. There is the International Business Development Group. So again, if you are looking for international markets, if you want to sell your product and service outside of the United States, we have a team that can specifically help you with exporting and with understanding what those international requirements might be for taxes and funding and tariffs and all that good stuff. We have a whole team that works on craft beverage. So, it's still very popular here in the Commonwealth for folks that want to start craft breweries or spirit companies. We even have companies that we've worked with that are, non-alcoholic beverages too, kombucha, different types of teas. Even if you have a specialty product like a hot sauce, for example, the craft beverage team can be helpful because they know a lot about the co-packing and distribution channels for these types of products and these types of products. We have a team called ICAP, International Commercialization Assistance Program. That's really for high-tech, high-growth companies, software, medical devices, that sort of thing. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about Apex Accelerator, which is government procurement assistance, as I go through these slides. But here it is. Okay. Again, so I've told you a little bit about the resources that are available from your Hampton Roads SBDC and Virginia's SBDC, but now I'd like to touch on some of the other resources that are available throughout the state for you. So Apex Accelerator, they're under our same umbrella at George Mason University, which has the grant from the SBA to help funnel these funds from the federal government down to Virginia and Hampton Roads. Apex is for government contracting, especially at the federal level. So they do have some requirements for counseling that I want to be very upfront about. You must be in business for a minimum of 1 year, although they really prefer that you have been in business for 2 years and that you have a business email address. So it needs to be your name at Acme Oyster Company, not Acme Oyster Company at Gmail, if that makes sense. They want to see that you've gone that extra level and have been in business and have some of these standard business structures in place. And that is because here in Hampton Roads, there's a lot of folks that are ready to jump right into government contracting. And most of the time, it's not a leap that you go straight to because there are so many requirements and regulations with the government that if you don't have experience in business in general, and preferably some experience doing contracts with your locality, like your city or county, and then maybe even the state level, jumping into federal GovCon can be a disaster move for your business because there's too much. So that's why to get Apex's advising and counseling services, they want to see that you've been in business for a couple of years, you've got some experience that you are using to now take government contracting to go to the next level. However, all of that said, that disclaimer out of the way, if you are interested in government contracting or you're not quite there yet, there's so many resources that they have available to you outside of their individual advising that can help you get there. So the first thing I would say is when you go to their website, you're going to get a little pop-up screen that says sign up for the newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. That's how you're going to find out about all the different trainings and opportunities that may be available to you. I also put a link in this slide deck for their training and events page and their self-study resources. That self-study resource page is 50 different recorded seminars, one-page handout, other resources that really it's about self-study for you to get in there and take a look. It's again, a very trusted resource that is going to give you specific, accurate information about how to become a government contractor. So I highly encourage you, if you've got any interest in that, to use Apex Accelerator, especially the newsletter, training and events, and self-study resources before you necessarily try to register for their advising services. Plus, even if you don't meet their requirements, but you have done some of this self-study, if you do get an appointment, if they give you a 15-minute appointment just to sort of say, okay, hey, yeah, you're not quite there yet, but you've demonstrated that you really are putting some skin in the game with it, then it's likely that they would make an exception for you potentially to do some individual advising while you're trying to get to a 1 to 2 year place in business. Your local departments of economic development are also a wonderful resource. So I just screenshotted something from the city of Portsmouth's economic development online page. It shows you that they've got a couple of different grant programs that are available to businesses in the city of Portsmouth. Now, every department of economic development is different. Hampton looks different than Newport News, looks different than Norfolk, looks different than Virginia Beach, but all of them do have resources that are available to you. So pick whatever city or county that you're in, Google Norfolk Economic Development and go to their page and just take a look at all of the different resources. Sometimes they're doing trainings or they have special programs that you can be involved with, in addition to grant programs that may be available. Now, again, every locality is different. Some localities have rolling grants where you just, the grant cycle is always open and you just sort of do it at whatever time. Portsmouth does not. Portsmouth has seasons where certain times of the year when their grant program is open. So again, it will take a little bit of research, but don't leave that economic development resource unturned in whatever city or county you're in. And I would also say, if you're on social media, follow your local economic development folks on social. They all have a LinkedIn and a Facebook page, and that is where they're going to share information about grant openings, grant deadlines, other seminars and programs that they're running. I love Virginia Tourism Corporation. They are really one of my favorite resource providers here in the state. You might not think about your business as a tourism business, but if you are in most types of retail, if you have a restaurant, if you are a lodging, if there's anything about you that's an attraction, mini golf, lavender farm, a place that someone who was from out of town or just the next city or county over might want to drive over to do, you're in tourism, whether or not you know it. And so I would really encourage you, if you do nothing else and you fall into this tourism category, please get your free listing on virginia.org. That is the public-facing tourism site. The one I have at the top, vatc.org, that's internal. That's not for tourists. That's for you and I to go and figure out what resources they have available. But that virginia.org, over 1 million visitors every month, more than 16 million visitors a year. Even if they don't find your attraction on that page, I think it boosts your business's SEO by being listed on such a trusted high volume resource page. So if nothing else, it will not hurt you. It will only help you. It takes 5 minutes to do. It's free. I don't know why you would not have your business on there. I sent Elizabeth a VTC resource sheet that has a little bit more information about how you can get listed and some of the other resources that VATC has available to you. Anyway, it's fantastic. We could spend 2 hours just talking about Virginia Tourism Corporation and some of the marketing assistance that they have, how you can link, put your business announcements on their Instagram and social media pages. Again, lots of times there are magazines or other types of media that are coming to Virginia to do a story, and they want to feature a tourism related business. And so they'll put those opportunities out there for you to respond to. So, it's a great way to potentially get free media, PR. I love Virginia Tourism Corporation, obviously. Okay, this one it's not confusing, but lots of people, we're SBDC. This is SBSD, so it's acronym soup over here. SBSD is Small Business Supplier Diversity, whereas we're federal and local. SBSD is state. So they are state funded to support small businesses. And they do a lot. But the two things that I'm going to real quick talk about are their certification programs. So they offer about, I think, 4 or 5 different certifications, but the ones that I think most apply to the businesses that I work with SBDC are going to be getting your micro certification. So again, that's a small business that is no more than 25 employees and less than 3 million in annual revenue over a 3-year period prior to certification. So if you get micro certification and then all of a sudden your revenue jumps up to 5 million, that's fine. You can technically still be micro. It was what your revenue was at the time that you got the certification. I'm getting into the weeds a little bit there, but if you want that micro certification and SWAM, which is going to be small, women, and minority owned. You have to be just one of those. You don't have to be small and women and woman and minority. So probably everyone on this call today qualifies for SWAM because you're one of those three. And you may be SWAM and micro too. They also do service disabled veteran. So that is different than a federal certification. It's the Virginia service disabled veteran. Again, these certifications can be helpful if you are looking into government contracting at the state or local level. Many localities have goals that they try to hit for the SWAM SDV micro businesses that they're doing business with from the city. So that's where those can be helpful. I am not the authority. Angie Barber is our lead for that program here in Hampton Roads. She's excellent. She has a physical location at the Hive in Virginia Beach, but she does a lot of work with clients over Zoom. So I don't want to even pretend to talk more about this because she knows it inside and out. Also under SBSD is another acronym, the SBFA, Small Business Finance Authority. Elizabeth has one-pagers that she is going to share with you about all of these programs that I'm mentioning, so you can get more information just like on a quick fact sheet. But the links to their website, as you can see, are embedded in this deck too. That is my timer. So the micro loan program. Now, when I say microloan, I used to work for a CDFI, which is a Community Development Finance Corporation. When we said microloan, we were talking about $5,000. But outside of the CDFI world, when you say microloan, to a bank, a microloan is anything under 100 or 150,000. So 50,000 doesn't really seem that micro to me, but in the world of small business financing, it is. So if you were first-time loan, if you need a loan that is for a smaller amount, like 50,000, SBFA could be a great resource for your business. The other thing, I don't imagine that we necessarily have any childcare businesses on the call with us today, but they have an amazing program for childcare. It is for both home centers, like in-home childcare, and day centers. 0% financing. It does not get better than that. So again, if in your network you are aware of childcare businesses or folks that are interested in starting childcare out of their home, again, either home or a center, don't let Virginia SBFA go untapped as a potential resource to help that business grow and expand. Okay, two more. List Hampton Roads, another favorite local organization for me. I love, love, love them. They have a lot of cool stuff that they do, but what I'm excited about is their Emerge program. So another acronym, Emerging Mission Related Real Estate Developer Growth Exchange. Woo, that's a mouthful. But really what it is to help emerging real estate developers get started, right? Lots of people want to be in real estate development, but it is a high capital endeavor. And so if you are someone that is just starting out in real estate development and you're interested in this, please go ahead and click on that program interest form to learn a little bit more about this program. They're going to be launching it in the spring of 2025. It is, again, designed to help emerging real estate developers get some projects under their belt, and it's to help increase the supply of affordable housing. So they're going to want you to identify a housing project that you could do in Portsmouth. And by housing project, that could be a fourplex, right? It doesn't have to be some, giant 10-story apartment building. You could be doing a fourplex or a smaller real estate deal. So go to the program interest form if that potentially applies to you. And then last, again, Portsmouth. I've talked a lot about Portsmouth today, but there are many other localities that are doing amazing things. We are partnering with Portsmouth Economic Development to do a procurement contracting institute that we are accepting applications now through December 17th. And we will be launching this program, meeting in person every Thursday in January and February, starting January 9th. So it's a half day every Thursday from 8 to noon. We're going to meet in person at the City of Portsmouth Economic Development Office to go through a program that can help you increase your capacity to do business with not just the City of Portsmouth, but the state. We'll touch on a little bit of federal contracting. We'll touch on also being a contractor for private industry too. So if you have 1 year in business, that is the requirement. We also want you to be able to be ready to respond to an RFP, respond to a contract with the city of Portsmouth over those 8 weeks. We're going to kind of workshop all of that with you to help you, again, increase your capacity. There are some desired industries just based on what the city of Portsmouth buys. So construction, architecture, engineering, professional services, if you do goods and equipment. But if that's something you're interested in learning a little bit more about, go ahead and apply. It's a very quick, simple application process, and we'll be letting folks know, I think, like before the Christmas holiday, if you're accepted or not. So I think that is all that I have. I will stop sharing now. And happy to take any questions. Again, Elizabeth is going to send you that slide deck that has all of the links. I think I sent her about 4 or 5 also individual resource pages that have more information about all of the programs that we talked about. And I see Maggie and maybe Laisha.
Latia.
Oh, that's so pretty. Your camera's on, so I'm guessing that means you have a question.
Yes. And this is kind of related but unrelated. I'm currently a CPA and I saw some of the programs that's offered. How do we get involved? Like if we want to teach tax classes, I go around teaching classes with different organizations or help with accounting for business owners. Is there a way for us to be on the other side and get involved with things like that?
Yeah, I would say that most of those localities, locality feels like such a technical term. I think we don't, it's such an internal term, like the public doesn't say locality, but by that I mean the city or county. So
Mm-hmm.
the Hive at Virginia Beach, they often have classes that they're doing with professional services. So attorneys, accountants, bookkeepers, that whole bail team that we always hear about. You want to have your
Mm-hmm.
bookkeeper, or no, what is B? It's not a bookkeeper. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, your accountant, your insurance, your lawyer. So all those professional service folks are oftentimes partnering with localities to offer, uh, 1 hour sessions. Oftentimes that is done at no charge. The business isn't charging the locality to do it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's for you a potential pipeline then for new business.
Okay. You said that was the Hive.
The Hive in Virginia Beach does that regularly. They have these sort of either office hours or tax Tuesdays or whatever it is, and that you would reach out to them and say, "Hi, I'm Latia Rowland. I'm a CPA. I'd love to offer my services to the small business community." Like pitch them like 3 sessions, right? Like tax tips for the end of the year. Like package it for them, like market it
Okay.
for them so that then they're like, "Oh, that's a great seminar. We need that."
Okay. Thank you.
I think that will get you further than just saying, "Hi, I'm a CPA. How can I help?"
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.